Hey guys, so here's a really nice, simple and also quite gentle mobilization drill for the ankles. Here we're going to be looking at plantar flexion of the ankle, so pointing the toes away from the body, as well as dorsiflexion, which is where we attempt to pull the toes or the top of the instep towards the knee or towards the shin. So just going through that action of plantar flexion into dorsiflexion. In addition, we'll be looking at working on some ankle rotations or circles, just to try and take the ankle joint itself through as many different positions as possible and try and establish tolerance through as big a range of movement around the joint as possible. So for demonstration purposes, I'm going to be using my right leg here. I'm just sitting on the floor comfortably. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my left hand underneath my right knee as I kind of hug my knee towards my chest. You'll notice my right foot is off the floor, so it's hovering in midair. And I'm just going to use my right hand on top of the front of the shin there, just to sort of keep my right leg stable, because I don't want the shin or the rest of the leg wiggling around. The focus here is on just trying to move at the ankle joint itself. So to begin with, some simple plantar and dorsiflexion work. So we're going to start by pointing the toes, clenching the foot and pointing the toes away. You'll feel your calf muscles engage in the back of the lower leg here. I would typically hold that for about 2 to 3 seconds and then attempt to pull the instep or the toes back towards your knee or shin. And again, hold that for about 2 to 3 seconds. And then just repeat that process. So clench the foot and point the toes, flex the ankle. So again, you should feel the calves lighting up here. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds and then pull the toes and the instep back towards the knee and front of the shin, which engages the muscles down the front of the shin here, the tibialis anterior muscles. I would typically do this for anywhere from about 5 to 10 repetitions before then switching and moving to the other side. So now let me show you some ankle circles. So again, I'm going to use my right leg, left hand underneath the knee. I'm going to support the shin with the right hand here just to keep the leg nice and still. And I'm actually going to try and make a fist with my toes, if you like, and clench the bottom of my foot. I'm going to point the toes and I'm going to slowly take the ankle through a circular motion, trying to go through the biggest range of motion that I can. And I'm going to move very, very slowly and deliberately. And what I like to do for these circles is I'll do 5 repetitions in one direction and then simply switch directions and move around the opposite way. Again, for 5 slow, deliberate repetitions. Now, if you find that the foot or the bottom of the foot has a tendency to cramp as you're doing this, no biggie. Just take a moment to sort of wiggle the toes around, wiggle the foot around, and that will just help release some of that tension. And then once that initial discomfort passes, you can simply continue on with the movement. As you do this more and more, your tolerance and the strength in the intrinsic muscles in the bottoms of the feet will naturally get stronger and more tolerant to these kinds of actions. So don't worry about it too much. So about 5 to 10 repetitions working through plantar flexion into dorsiflexion on each side, followed by 5 slow and deliberate circles in each direction for each side as well. Hope that helps. Give it a try.